Hey guys, it's Courtney here from SUV Campers, and today I'm going to be taking you on a tour of the all-new Navigator TS DB with internal toilet, shower and bunk beds. We'll start with the external features of the camper, and we'll start with the kitchen. Now you've got a 4-burner gas stove, which is a standard feature on all SUV campers, all AGA approved stove as well. Directly underneath that you've got a fully lined cutlery drawer, so you can keep that stocked at all times with knives, forks, spoons, tongs, everything like that. You've got a stainless steel dish rack as well, located directly above the sink. You also have a hatch underneath the sink so you can access all your hoses and things like that, as well as your extended bench space next to the stove for your prepping and plating. Alright, so directly opposite your kitchen you have your pantry. Now you've got your fold down stabilizer legs here. They're going to act as support for when you've got this slide out. They're located directly above your pantry drawers. So you've got 3 fully carpeted pantry drawers. They're all exactly the same, and because they're carpeted you can put things like plates and cups and stuff like that in there, as well as food. Behind that you've got space for up to a 95 litre Evercool fridge freezer, which is what we've got on display here. And then you've got your fold down table. So to undo that, there's a catch at the front and a catch at the back. Undo those, the table folds down. You can use that for prepping and plating or even eating off, and it also gives you easier access into your fridge as well. Around the other side you have this box here as well. It has a little drawer on the front of it, so that comes out and you can store canned foods or things like that in there. This lid also folds out and over to create an additional tray if you wanted to use it for putting sauces and things like that on. You've got 2 compartments in here as well. One's quite shallow and the other one does go down quite deep, so you can use that for pots and pans and just larger, taller items that won't fit in the drawers or that don't go in the fridge. In between your kitchen and pantry you have this storage drawer here as well. So you can use that for additional pots, pans, additional food, or just for general knick-knacky items. Alright, coming around the front of the trailer, and the first thing you see here is this generator box. So open that up and you can use that to store your generator. Now to pull the slide out, all you do is push this blue tab here, slide it out. When you're ready to pack it away, push the blue tab down again, slide it away, close this up, and you're ready for traveling. Now directly above that you have this tunnel boot storage. So that opens up and it actually runs right the way across the middle of the camper. So you can use that for pole storage, fishing rods, those longer sort of items that don't necessarily fit anywhere else within the camper. And just next to that here you have this barbecue tray. So it attaches onto 3 little black hooks on the side of the camper, and you can use that for bench space, you can use it for prepping, or you can put your barbecue on there and use it to cook off of if you need to as well. The drawbar itself is fitted with an Alco 50mm off-road ball hitch, as well as the Arc XO Series 750 double wheel jockey wheel. So it's a very heavy duty jockey wheel and a very heavy duty hitch for a very heavy duty camper. You've also got 2 jerry can holders on the drawbar, as well as the mesh stone guard. This compartment at the front here is hidden behind the front of the stone reflector, which I have folded up and secured there. But if you open it up, it allows you access into that pole carrier. So if you've got a bait and tackle box, you've got a little toolbox or a first aid kit, something like that, that won't fit through the sides, you can just pop it in the front there. That is what that section looks like when it's closed up. So we're around the other side of the camper now, and I just want to show you a few of these compartments. This first one here is the other side of that tunnel boot that I showed you on the other side for your poles and fishing rods and stuff like that. Directly below that you have 2 4.5 kilo gas bottle holders, so they go in there. The gas line is run to several gas points throughout the camper for hooking up your gas appliances. And just next to it here you've got your toilet canister, so you push these 2 buttons here. That'll open this section. You can use that to pull your toilet out, so you can put the chemicals or whatever in it to clean it, or take it to your dump point and empty it out. This next compartment here is your air conditioning unit. So that's the actual unit itself that powers the air conditioner. Just like in all the other camper trailers, there are dust covers underneath the trailer. This compartment here is purely storage, so you can put whatever you want to in there, a little toolbox or anything like that. You've got your 15 amp power supply here as well, so this is going to run the aircon as well as keep everything charged up when you're plugged into powered sites. And just next to that, you've got your positive pressure system. So like I said, on the other side, you've got to turn the switch on for that, and then you just push the button here. A little 12-volt fan with a filter in it will start in here, pressurize the whole inside of the camper, and it gives you an added measure of dust protection when you're traveling on dirt roads. Directly below that, you have another storage drawer just for little items, so you can store toolboxes or tools or whatever you want to in that. And then at the very back here, you have two 120 amp deep cycle batteries, a 3-way Meanwell smart charger, and 200 watts of solar panels on the roof to keep those batteries charged when you're out and camping. Now at the back of the camper, you have 2 spare tyres, which is standard on most SUV campers. The black box you see above the spare tyres is actually an ensuite box, so you can have an external toilet and shower as well as the internal one. For that, you've got a tray in between the spare tyres so that if you are using the outdoor shower, you can put your soap and things like that on that tray. And that tray is connected to the back 100 litre water tank. So in this camper, you've got 2 100 litre water tanks and a 70 litre grey water tank. Alright, so we're underneath the Navigator TS, and you can see at the back there that back 100 litre water tank just behind the suspension there. We'll go into a little bit more detail about the suspension later on, but you can see it's very heavy duty. And then just in front of it on the left there, you can see that 70 litre grey water tank as well. Alrighty guys, now this is probably the coolest part of the whole trailer. Now this camper works on what we call an electric lift roof, which means to put the roof up and down, all you have to do is push a button. How cool is that? Now don't worry, you do have an isolator as well, so you can't accidentally bump it. There's a red switch located next to the roof lifter. Directly below that, you have an LED light that comes out over your sink, so you can see what you're doing when you're doing your dishes. You've got your water pump switch there as well, so that'll give you access to water both in the sink and in the shower. And then on the side here, you've got the button that switches on the positive pressure system. When you first look inside the Navigator TS DB, you'll see the bunk beds. These are made for sleeping kids on. You still have your queen size inner spring mattress, which I'll show you in a second, but these bunk beds also fold down to make a couch. Now the way you do that is you take the cushions off like so, and you can pop them on the bed just in the meantime for safekeeping. These cushions will also double as your couch once you've folded the bed down, so they go and create the actual couch space. But you pop them on the bed. Once you've done that, there are 2 latches to bring the top bunk down to make the couch back. One at the front here near the toilet and shower, the other one at the back near the main bed. So undo those, it's going to fold down like so, and that's all there is to it. Queen size 100mm in a spring mattress. Either side of that, you have got an LED reading light, and in those little pockets you can see you have access to 12-volt and USB chargers as well for your phones and things like that. You have got windows right the way around the camper. You can see that these 3 are closed up at the moment, but they are all equipped with the midgie screens like you can see on this one here. And also coming up to the roof, you can see you've got these rails here as well. So if you go away and you do need to hang clothes, or you just need a little bit of extra space, hang your towels there, whatever you need. Under the bed of the Navigators, you've actually got 8 internal storage drawers. So the bed lifts up on gas struts, and you can see those drawers there. So you've got 4 on this side and 4 on this side, and they're for storing your clothes and things like that. So you've got your toilet just here, but to access the sink, you actually have to pull out this compartment here. So you pull that out, spin the nozzle around, and you've got your sink. To turn it into a shower, all you do is you grab the tap, pull it up like so, and it attaches into this little hook on the roof. So you hook it in just like that, and there you have your shower. Directly above the toilet, you have a 2-way exhaust fan with lights around it. So that fan can suck the air out, or it can blow air in if you're having a shower and it's getting quite warm in here. So it works both ways. You also have these 2 storage shelves in the toilet and shower space. So you can see one here has 2 shelves, the other one's an open compartment. You can use these for storing your towels and other toiletry items. Now I do want to quickly throw over to Joe. He is going to go over the suspension underneath these campers and show you what makes them off-road.
Welcome to SUV Campers. Today I just want to quickly go through, guys, and show you independent suspension on an SUV camper, how it's assembled and what goes into assembling an SUV camper. Underneath, this is really important for you guys that want to get out in the bush and want to make it there and back without having any trouble. We sort of take it to the next level, we think, when it comes to putting a suspension in a camper trailer and making sure it's going to stay in there. With the new suspension arms we've got out at the present time, the Series 4 suspension arms, we've got Series 3, Series 2 and the original suspension arms out there, all going gangbusters. This one here in particular is a Series 4. You can see it's all been reinforced along the sides of the suspension arms. These are all 6mm thick suspension arm box section around here. They're all 6mm wall thickness. You've got 16mm wall thickness steel collar tubes on the end here, and then your nylon 6 bushes go inside that again with a crush tube. So from here, once that suspension arm's actually fitted into your camper trailer like this with your coil and your shockeys, everything, all your bolts, nuts are always Loctite in here. We don't leave anything to chance, so we make sure everything's Loctite on it if it's getting bolted together. From here you've got your complete hub and stub assembly, which is this. That's your bolt-on stub that's actually fitted inside your hub and your brake assembly. Every camper trailer that SUV camper trailer puts out at the present time has the option to carry a spare stub, and which is one of these. This can be carried on your camper trailer. We've actually got a space on every trailer now that you can actually bolt this on with a spare set of bolts. So if you ever did get into trouble and something drastically went wrong, you hit a culvert or you hit a cliff or whatever, and you did do some damage to your suspension, one of the main key points that you don't want happening is your stub breaking off here, which I've never seen one of these break off, but it can possibly happen, or you damage this thread. So once you damage that thread, if you're in the middle of the sticks and you have got nothing to fix that, this is where your spare stub comes into handy. So you've got the ability to carry one of these on board if you're going up to the top where there's no services available to get yourself out of trouble. It's definitely a good piece of gear to have on board. But you can see with the amount of work we put into our camper trailers and what we do here, we don't take chances with this sort of gear. Once they bolt that stub onto there, it's wheel aligned. Again, everything's Loctited. Your wheel nuts are torqued to the correct pressures for the trailer, and basically from there you're ready to go. But with SUV campers, we don't leave it to chance.
Further to the off-road suspension, you also have these rock sliders located right the way around the camper trailer as well. So it just further proves the off-road capability of these things. Thank you so much, Joe, and thanks to you guys for watching our video. Stay tuned for more videos like this in the future, and we will see you next time.